my students, how are you? Today we have a new grammar lesson which is entitled WH questions in simple present. At the end of this lesson, you must be able to state all the WH words, determine the use of each WH word, demonstrate WH questions, and solve related exercises on the worksheet. Let's start. The WH words are what, where, how, why, when, and who. Now let's know the use of each WH word. Number 1 is what. What asks about information. Example, what do you have for breakfast? I have milk and cheese for breakfast. Number 2 is when. When asks about time. Example, when does she go to the cinema? She goes to the cinema every week. Number 3 is where. Where asks about place. Example, where do you live? I live in Lebanon. Number 4 is who. Who is used to ask about person. Example, who is your English teacher? Reem is my English teacher. Number 5 is why. It is used to ask about reason. Example, why are you sad? I'm sad because I'm feeling sick. And the last one is how. How is used to ask about manner or situation. Example, how will you go home? I will go home by car. Also, my students, you have to know how to form a WH question with verb to be. To form a WH question with verb to be in the simple present, you have to follow these steps. Number 1, we put the WH word. Number 2, we use is or are. Is or are the verbs to be in the simple present. And number 3, we put the rest of the sentence. Example, who is your English teacher? Reem is my English teacher. Also, you have to know how to form a WH question with verb to do. To form a WH question with verb to do in the simple present, you need to follow these steps. First, we put the WH word. Then, we change the main verb to its base form. Third, we add the verb to do or does, before the subject. Do or does are the verbs to do used for simple present tense. Example, her friend lives in London. Where does her friend live? If you look at this example, you see that the subject is in the singular, so we add s to the verb. When we change it to a question, we first put the WH word, then we add the verb to do. We add does because the subject is singular, and the verb in the question form is changed to its base form, so we drop the s because we used does. Finally, you have the homework. You are assigned to solve the exercises of the worksheet on your grammar notebook. Thank you all for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed this beautiful lesson. Lastly, please stay at home and stay safe. Goodbye, my clever students.